Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. Hello and welcome in. I'm so happy you clicked on this video. I pray that this message finds you at the precise time you need it. As always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest for everyone else to find, as these are timeless collective messages. So put it where it fits. And I'll be throwing that reminder out here periodically throughout the live today. Very excited for these messages. Going ahead and setting that intention that spirit is calling everyone in who's meant to be here in this moment. And we're going to be diving into messages for the generational curse breakers. Okay, these were pretty intense downloads that I've been getting over the last few days. As you're coming in, say hello so I can say hi back. Hey Lisa, welcome in. Robert Silverback, welcome in. I am so excited to be bringing you these messages because Spirit just has this thing where they like to really expand on certain ideas. Steve, welcome in. And I know I'm the type of person that likes to overthink things. I like answers. I like clear explanation of details. Okay. And I know you guys, a lot of you resonate with being the same way, being incredibly analytical, incredibly insightful, and able to draw connections between things and that maybe others wouldn't see right away, and also having really astute pattern recognition. Okay. Hazel, Cynthia, Ari, welcome in. New Life Ministries, welcome in. I'm so happy you guys are here. Again, I pray that this message finds you at the precise time you need it and that you take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And that's going to be a really, yes, it was 7 kids. I thought so. Welcome in, girl. Okay. I see and feel the light. I love that. Welcome in. I'm so excited for these messages. We're going to be talking about resonance. We're going to be talking about how healing is very different for you, generational curse breakers, luminous orchids. Love right back to you. I'm so happy you're here. You guys, welcome. My name is Julia Rose. I'm a psychic medium and Reiki master healer. It's going to be a very intense message today, you guys. So that said, there might be a little advance notice of some trigger warnings that are going to come up, but as you guys probably already know, as we do here on this channel, I try to say things as gently as I possibly can, but I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you how to see things in a different light. Now, whether you agree with that is your own prerogative, right? Whether you decide, hey, maybe I want to work with that perspective. Or you know what, I feel like that was from an old version of me. Or you know what, that really doesn't sit right with me. That's resonance, right? So we're going to be talking about something really triggering. Okay, or at least it's triggering for me to talk about. And I can only imagine how much you guys might need a little extra support moving through these messages, okay? So take it easy. If you need to stop this video and come back at a different point, take your time with it, okay? Because we're going to be running for about an hour today at most. Yeah, my eyes are already twitching. Spirit. So I'm going to pull some cards as we get into the message, but we're really here to be talking about what it looks like, generational curse breakers, as you are starting to shift the patterns that have set the precedent for your reality, the things that you inherited. Okay? The things that you inherited. And the things that maybe you had to teach yourself that you weren't really guided to help yourself understand. Like you didn't necessarily have the support to be able to understand these things, okay? And so a lot of what we talk about on my channel here is, and okay, I'm going to say my, that's me. When I say we, I'm talking about me and my spirit team. When I'm channeling messages for you and it just looks like we're sitting here having a conversation, it is me talking to you, but I'm also bringing through messages of everything that my spirit team would like to convey to you. Okay. And there's about 7 or 8 of us here right now. Um, so I just want to throw that out there also. Because again, I know we got a lot of new folks here recently. So I'm so excited that you found my channel and that you've stuck around. But anyways, disclaimers and introductions aside, we're going to be talking a lot about sacral chakra healing. We're going to be talking a lot about identity healing as well as sexuality healing. Okay, now that might be the touchiest subject that we touch on today. So we're going to put that over to the side. But ultimately, Spirit wants me to pull some cards first. I don't know. Just thought I'd give you a little preview. But yeah, a lot of you guys resonate with being self-taught. And that's what really gives you this aura of strength, is that you didn't really have people helping you come to answers or figure things out for yourself. You really had to learn the hard way. And so Spirit is wanting you guys to, first of all, acknowledge and appreciate how far you've come. Yeah. Look at how much you've been able to create for yourself, how much you've been able to manifest peace, how much you've been able to manifest healing. How you've been able to take so much of these complicated, heavy, disheartening situations and literally make the most out of them, that where people could not see a way, you were guided and you created one. Every step you have followed, one after the next, not always knowing where that was going to take you, but you've followed Spirit's breadcrumbs, guiding you to new realities. And that takes a lot of courage, folks. It takes a lot of courage to be able to navigate your circumstances in such a way that you're willing to sacrifice comfort. You're willing to sacrifice what's familiar because you just have this feeling. You just have this knowing that you just haven't quite found it yet. And that drive is enough to change everything. And you've done that. So for a lot of you, this is not your first awakening. The collective is going through a massive cultural shift right now, but also a collective awakening, which means that you also are moving through that as well. You could be seeing 333 and 144, as well as 1010 here. Again, 444 and 555 are also on the table. You could be seeing a lot of numbers, but whatever to you signifies the most intense changes and overhauls of your reality, those are the numbers that you would be seeing right now. And for some of you, that might be some of the angel numbers that I mentioned. For others of you, that might be 1111, signaling, yeah, you're on track, but you're starting a new cycle. Maybe you're seeing your birthday number a lot, and that could be reflected back to you. So, yeah, it feels like with this particular awakening, there is a shift in how you're processing emotion and how you're processing your past. It feels like a lot of these things that have been accumulating for you, curse breakers, have been getting to a point where the burden of certain ideas, the burden of certain patterns really doesn't resonate with you anymore. Thinking about things in your life through a particular lens. And for a lot of you, that could be around limiting beliefs, especially around career and finances. For a lot of you, this is good. This could also absolutely be in the relationship area as well, not just romantic partners, but friendships as well. And I was seeing that message resonates for you, Ari. A lot of things getting overhauled right now. Just a reminder that we're still in Mercury retrograde until the 20th of March. So that's another 6 days from this video when I'm recording it and you're here on the live stream. But if you find this at any other point, just expect another week for the energy to keep helping you uncover new ideas and shift your perspective, just for another week or so. Mhm. So, a lot of this is coming with things like diet changes. A lot of you guys could be finding, again, the purging symptoms taking place right now. You could be noticing that you're requiring a lot more rest, that your body's craving different things than normal. Again, however you want to take that. Okay? So, yeah, finding yourself very restless and with a minimal appetite. Absolutely. So again, in these energies, the most important thing you can be doing is listening to what your body's asking for in any given moment, even if it takes you out of what you feel like is your normal routine. If there's some sort of comfort thing, like I'm just seeing, like, if the habit that you know you've been coming up against, for example, is binge watching television. Yeah, no shade here. We all do it. We all do it. But if that's something that has been coming up against your heart saying, This isn't comfortable anymore. I can't keep doing this," then maybe you're finding a little bit more freedom and energetic availability to sit in the discomfort of trying something different. So, again, just an example of something that might resonate with you. But but that includes, like, Netflix subscriptions, whatever. So if that looks like doom scrolling for you, whatever the habit is that literally makes your body so uncomfortable that you try to curl in on yourself and run away, that's an indication of something that your spirit is trying to say, "Hey, you've outgrown this. It doesn't serve you anymore to maintain this habit." Whatever that is, okay? So, a lot of things are taking place like that. And yeah, I tried to record one of these messages for my TikTok, but Spirit made my it literally glitched the video and shut the app down and said, "That's for your next video." I said, "Okay, fine, whatever you say." Yeah, Ari, exactly. So, generational curse breakers really are people who take up this journey of personal growth. Okay, if you want to call that being a light worker, if you want to call that being an empath, if you want to call that being really, again, not a fan of the chosen one language, but I know some of you guys resonate with that. Um if you feel like this is your calling is to step up into something that you're here to build, that's what it means to be a generational curse breaker, because you're not just doing what was always done. You're forging a new way forward. And again, yes, that's where 144 could be coming in for you. Absolutely. Mhm. So, and a huge part of this, yes, I love that this card came out for you, is following your own wisdom. Star Wars, welcome in. Rafiki, Spirit of Hers, welcome in. Alfred, welcome in. So much of this is about recognizing the strength of your spirit, recognizing the strength of your spirit, the strength of your intuition, your own calling to see more of what's really happening. And so, a lot of you, like I was saying at the beginning of this message, you might be feeling like you're overly analytical, or people say you read too much into things. Maybe that's something you heard a lot. You're overthinking it. Why are you trying to figure things out that aren't there? I know some of you have heard those things before. All of those folks who said things like that were intimidated because not every soul here has the drive to really relentlessly seek knowledge. That's and in its least supported form, and we'll say the most self-destructive way that that can manifest is spiraling into self-loathing and shame by bringing up the past to keep blaming yourself over and over and over again. The highest form of that is opening your mind's eye to see how your present reality has healed your past and also how you can strategically move forward to create more of what you desire. So just remember these things that you perceive as weaknesses or things that you perceive as troublesome or that hold you back. It's just a matter of where you're directing that capacity, where you're directing that strength. Everything you can access individually is something that can be used in service of a strength. Okay? And so the sage here says, or the sage realizes that there's never anything wrong with them. You see faults in systems. You see the value in learning and not punishing yourself for what only time could teach you, what only experience could teach you. The sage does not look for faults. The sage looks to find a perspective that feels freeing, open, supportive, and serves your forward momentum, your forward thinking. So, generational curse breakers, some of these challenges that you've faced in harnessing your own personal power, you're learning right now. Spirit is teaching you right now the strength in what you perceive your challenges to be. And when you're learning how to gain more self-awareness, because that's really the path of the generational curse breaker, is to call out of the shadows, call out of unconsciousness and into awareness, what is unseen, so that it can be available to shift if you desire. So, what does this mean? Why are we sitting here talking about this today? Spirit wanted me to bring you messages around some of the polarity that you're going to be experiencing. If this is not something you've already done a deep dive into or you've been experiencing leading up to this message, this will give you some insight for maybe what's coming next. Because again, my messages always find you when you need them. If you're the kind of person that needs to know 3 weeks in advance how you're supposed to deal with what's going to happen in 3 weeks that you can't see yet, then that's when you're going to find my videos. If you're the kind of person that needs to have some tangible experience to place these things onto, or likes to have your experiences validated, your intuition validated, then it's going to mirror that. Okay? So, in this journey of self empowerment, curse breaker, you are discovering for yourself who you really are through the lens of neutrality, not an overabundance of light washing or feeding all of your fears and feeding negativity. You're learning to find that middle ground, the middle ground where these intersect, where the polarities intersect and overlap. Again, if you're new here, welcome in. My name is Julia Rose. I always pray my messages find you at the precise time you need them, so welcome in. I'm happy you clicked on this video. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Yeah. So one of these things, you guys, is where you're starting to understand who you are. You're becoming so clear. You're becoming so clear in how you feel when you most feel like yourself, and what kinds of things make you feel more like yourself, and what kinds of things pull you out of that sense of self that you've been cultivating with every single karmic loop that you've been shattering. Now, where this becomes a discussion of polarity and duality, all that means is that some of these things are on the same coin, just different sides. Particularly this concept of attraction and repulsion. You think of a battery. A battery has a positive end and it has a negative end, but both are needed to keep the energy flowing, right? So you think about two sides of a coin, heads, tails, attraction, repulsion. Both part of this one thing. I guess, I don't know. There's no word. Both part of oneness, we'll say. There we go. Both part of oneness. And so, where you have believed that you have desired certain things in your reality because you were at a certain degree of self awareness, you were attracted to certain things. And as you evolve and your awareness of yourself expands and you become clearer as to where you really stand on things, on who you really are, naturally, what starts to happen is that some of this stuff that you were attracted to, that you were drawn to, starts to be repulsive. Because you no longer identify with the version of yourself that was attracted to those things. Your self awareness has expanded. Your self empowerment and self respect have expanded. Your faith has expanded. So, as you start to evolve, I know, Ari, when this hit me, I was like, holy crap. Spirit hit me with I tried to put this in a TikTok. Okay, you guys, I tried to put this message specifically in a TikTok. No, had to be a video. Okay? So, I don't know. I think deceive is a strong word because Alfredo, because or Alfred, we look for things. And when we don't find what we're looking for, we feel deceived. But was it really deception? If we saw something that we wanted to believe was there. Oh, well, welcome in, Morgan. So happy you made it today. So, as you are starting to evolve as a person, you become more clear on what it is you want and what it is you genuinely desire. And those things are different from the things that you used to be attracted to, you used to be drawn to. So those things now repulse you. They do. So when you start to be aware of the fact that you are calling in things that you thought you wanted based on who you thought you were, when you become more aware of yourself, you see more of what you really want and how you were choosing things that you didn't know you didn't want. This is why things like meditation and shadow work are so important. This is why self study is so important. Because you're starting to see where certain habits, certain repetitive things, maybe these are generational, maybe these are unconscious, that you realize, whoa, don't want any part of that. That repulsion, that could be anger, that could be resentment, starts to show you, or especially dissatisfaction. Because when you start to manifest and magnetize things towards you that are really aligned with what it is that you want. Okay, hold on, folks. One quick second here. Thanks for your patience. When I get into a flow, anything can, like, if it's not quiet, I can kind of get thrown off. So I was just waiting for something to pass. And now. So that's a really interesting idea. Zero does not exist. What if I what if what I was disintegrates, and what if I become zero? So actually, yeah, spirit gave me the download that 0 point is not real. Now, I think when people talk about 0 point as source energy, as an origin point, that's not the absence of anything. It's actually presence. And so nothingness is an idea that's a part of everything, but it's not the origin. So I guess because I'm kind of the one of those picky people that likes to be very specific with the words that they use. Like, making sure that we define the things that we talk about is also really important, especially on a spiritual journey when you're starting to really manifest things. Knowing that the words that you're using are defined the way you intend them to be defined is really important. This is why, it's, someone just got chills when I said that. So, just again, your specificity and your self-awareness helps to really break things down. Helps to really, really break things down, okay? And make it clear. Now, I know we do things a little bit differently here on this channel. I like to think a lot about things. So when spirit gives me ideas, I like to run with them. So we really try to get to the bottom of things here, because I'm not satisfied till we get there. But again, coming back to this idea of attraction and repulsion shifting as your self-awareness changes. It's really interesting because it's like where you stand changes. So naturally, the things that kept you in the space are not going to be the things that keep you in your new reality. You're learning how to change based on acknowledging the truth of your desire, the truth of your wants, the truth of your needs. So usually the body is on a page that is more aware of these things than the brain. The brain usually needs a little bit of time to catch up. Usually the brain needs a little bit of time to catch up. So that's a wonderful question. Are you going for balance, or are you going from one side to another? But you see, it's not either. It's not either, because when you start to wake up in, we'll say, point A, you start to wake up to what you're attracted to and repulsed to in point A. when you wake up and realize that you're not actually aligned with those things anymore, you actually shift into a new point of consciousness. And so the things that you're drawn to, the things that you're repulsed to are actually different. Now, maybe some of those things are, yeah, it is alignment. So maybe one of those things are that you thought you didn't want becomes something that you do want. That still changes your point of view because your whole identity has to upgrade for you to see the value in something that you couldn't see the value in before. So now where this is starting to shift, yeah, it's empowering very much. Very much. Chris, welcome in. Scotty, welcome. So where this actually starts to be a part of your relationship healing, some of you guys, I feel like you're going through I know we just had this video, we were talking about flashbacks. We were talking about things that you were really triggered about and overwhelmed by emotionally that were situated in your past. Okay? And what was starting to come about was the realization of this entire dynamic in truth. The fact that you were attracted to things that actually didn't serve you. The fact that you were drawn to things that when time unfolded, you found that you were no longer attracted to, or we might say on the other side of that coin, repulsed by. So yeah, lights flickering to emphasize that message. So where you're starting to pivot in your healing journey, especially as it comes to healing the sacral chakra, you guys, is becoming aware of how what you don't want is a very clear pointer in the direction of what you do want. And maybe this was something you thought was a little bit more complex than it has to be. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. It can be much more simple if you give yourself that opportunity. So that's a great question. Assessing things through the lens of, does this hurt or serve you? Absolutely. So as you are starting to go through some of these shame spirals, please remember why spirit is showing you some of these things and why some of these memories are surfacing up into your conscious awareness. It's not so you get sucked back into a self-loathing spiral. It's so you can see how far you've come, but also with a new openness of what you don't want, teaching you more about what you do want. So I feel like I said everything I needed to say about that, at least for now. Yeah. On the bottom of the deck, we have compassion, having compassion for yourself and those versions of you. Because, I mean, think about it. You guys have already come so far. You've already come so far, but what is it going to look like for you 10 years from now? 10 years. You have no idea. Your self-awareness is going to expand so much. Your reality is going to evolve so richly in beautiful and unexpected ways that you have no idea how that's going to play out. But the difference now is you can see evidence of how following your instincts, how following those nudges from your heart, from your soul, from spirit, pushes you more in the direction of what's in alignment with you. You could be seeing sevens today, or around the time that you're receiving this message, 777. And we have 177 of you in here. That's amazing. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Julia Rose. I'm a psychic medium and Reiki master healer, and I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome to our soul tribe. Welcome to our collective. Stick around. Subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here. All right. Love you too, Denise. So what else do you need to know, generational curse breakers? Oh my gosh. So one of the most important things that I missed about that is that you guys have been on a journey of learning how to love yourself, okay? At the deepest level, generational curse breakers are called on this journey to start changing things because you're not satisfied. You don't like everything that's going on. You don't feel like you're content in who you are yet. You don't feel like you're aware of the parts of you fully or in a framework mentally that would support you in the fashion of self-love, in compassion. So again, realizing that the things that you were realizing what you were drawn to when you did not like yourself naturally becomes something you are repulsed by when you do like yourself. It kind of flips on its head. But again, it's deeper than that and it's bigger than that because learning is not binary in this dimension. Learning is not binary. It's so much you are the fact that you're able to shift because your mind opens and you get to see more about a situation, more about your reality, more about yourself. So the more you start to love yourself genuinely and be happy in who you are and happy with the work that you put into becoming who you are, naturally the things that are not aligned with that genuine self-love are going to get filtered out of your reality and it's going to get more uncomfortable to do those things. It's going to get much more uncomfortable. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards and we will get into shuffling. And it's so important to remember too that this is a journey, right? But it's going to be a journey that at some point you start to you pivot into a direction of like everything's going to start to click for you. If you're not at the point in your awakening where it's starting to click for you and you're understanding, hey, wait, I actually like myself now. And maybe you're not quite at the point where you're like, oh, I'm obsessed with me, I deserve the best. Maybe you're just like, okay, like, no, I like, I can validate that about myself. I can validate this about myself. It's a process. It's a journey that unfolds for you. It's never going to be 0 to 100. Every single one of those steps counts. And that's why these pivots make more of a difference than just trying to change everything about your life and everything about yourself at once because you want these things to stick. That's why it has to be spread out over time so you can integrate. That's the beauty of the 3D. The time can be used to your benefit. It's not a detriment. Yeah, Ari, that's so important. Getting used to that uncomfortable feeling not actually being a punishment or a detriment. It's the fact that you're stretching past what's familiar, and that's actually a good thing. That's actually what your soul is calling you to. Precisely. Welcome in, Miriam. Ari, welcome in. Bobby, welcome. Mhm. May the winds of change blow you in the right direction. That's funny. Or at least in a direction that you can learn from. That's funny. Mhm. Chosen Uno, welcome. Ocean Goddess, hello. Kika, I'm not taking questions right now. This is a collective reading, but if you want to book a personal reading, you can do that on my website. Lisa dropped the link in the live chat. I offer half an hour sessions on Zoom. I always do face-to-face. You guys can request to just have me do a recording of messages for you, but it's not as fun. It's not as fun for me, and I know it's not as impactful for you, even though I know you guys are like, oh my God, but your YouTube videos are so impactful, but it's different. Connecting one-on-one, so different. So you can book those with me on my website. Alrighty. Tia, welcome. Yeah, you're so welcome. All right. I thought we'd be pulling cards here. Oh, yes. Okay. Why did this card come out? I mean, it kind of feels like it's an echo of what we were talking about earlier. I know, sorry, that was probably really loud. Normally I have my suitcase. Someone traveling? Normally I have my laptop boosted up by something. Okay, we had the shadow card come out. And I love the way that this card, like the foiling catches the light on these cards. I just love it. It feels so correct. It just feels so correct. So with the shadow card here, this is kind of echoing one of the first messages that came out here in this reading about you really starting to rebrand what you perceive your weaknesses or your negative traits as things that can be harnessed in the direction of empowerment and positivity. So the example that we had was overthinking, right? If you tend to overthink and overanalyze things into anxiety, that's actually something that can be used very, very positively to help you plan for your future and help you make sense of what's happening here and now so that your direction and your path become clear. It's all about where you direct this capacity that you have. And again, that was really how we jumped into that message about polarity. So the shadow here says, I'm just hearing the question, are you afraid of the dark? Are you afraid of the dark? And what is it? This is also a question of inventory when it comes to your fears. The bat uses echolocation and is nocturnal. In another one of my decks, this is a symbol of a rebirth that is guaranteed. So when you start to confront your fears and you start to expand your conscious mind past the storylines of fear, you can become a container for the things that make you afraid. So that looks like changing the way you talk to yourself when you are afraid. You notice that your body is scared. You say, okay, body is scared right now. And ask what's going to soothe you. How can you, as your own container, create space for yourself to sit with that fear, listen to it, and see what it has to tell you? Because not all fear is irrational. It's just that it's not, listening to fear in and of itself is not going to help you expand necessarily in every situation. So in a sense, sure, fear is an illusion, but it's also an indication of where you're hitting up against a certain belief or certain experience that you've had that defined reality for you. So in that sense, it's your teacher. As you learn how to embody safety for yourself, holding space for your fears becomes less scary. Space absolutely can exist between your thoughts. So the more you work on grounding, the more you work on cleansing your own energy so you can even be clear as to what is yours and what's not, sensitive folks, the more it becomes obvious to you how you genuinely feel about things, okay? You will hear me rampage at least once every few videos about how cleansing and grounding are essential. Cleansing your energy, grounding your energy are absolutely essential. But so is shielding, to make sure you're not taking on things that are not yours. Because again, we come back to the whole main message here today about you uncovering more about the truth of what you're actually drawn to and what actually repulses you. If you are working with a lot of different energies in your aura, if you're not the type of person to cut cords or take salt baths or ground your energy field regularly, then it can be very disorienting to notice how you are responding to things in a certain way that you wouldn't normally, or that something's been in your energy field for so long that it feels like yours, but it's not. Mhm. So, tend to caring for yourself physically. That's half of grounding. that's that's half of grounding. Mhm. And naturally, as you become more meditative as a person, your mind will naturally quiet. Mhm. So, I just got a buzz here. I gotta check that really quick. Okay. If there's a Michael out here, I'm looking forward to connecting with you tomorrow. Okay. So, we're going to pull some tarot cards for you. I love that. I love that card. Gotta get back on the cleansing train. If you have a hard time keeping up with that, book a session with me because I will cut all cords over you, around you. I will transmute energy that has been lodged in your body that does not belong to you. And you will feel more free because of it. Okay. I do this at several levels. I do this at the level of literally clearing your karma in the Akashic record, healing and clearing. Very intense. Okay. Then I do a cord cutting and negativity clearing session, which includes all the dark demonic shit. For people who are feeling like there's some past life root in these things, that some of these energies have been so deeply lodged in the body that they are unable to be moved on your own or with other kinds of we'll say gentler practices. Like if there's I'm seeing someone here doing acupuncture that's like, and it used to work for you but you kind of plateaued. um Psychic surgery or a Reiki session with me, probably psychic surgery if that's a really deep injury to the body or have a very heavy energy block. um but yeah, I have so many different offerings for all of you. Please take a look at them on my website because I would love to help you, genuinely. Okay? So we had the Knight of Swords come out. The Knight of Swords, again, that's you facing your fear. You putting distance between you and fear and say, you're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. You're welcome, Amber. And this is an invitation here. The Knight of Swords, actually, in this card, Spirit is saying, is an invitation for you to believe that you are stronger than your fear. You are stronger than negativity. Sometimes we need reminding of that, especially when things get really dark and really heavy. Six of Swords comes out here to confirm. If you seek a way forward, a way will be made. Be clear with your intentions. Mm-hmm. Bobby said there's some things that are so deep that only God can help you with, and that's absolutely true. And sometimes God will put people in front of you that can help you. And that is God's work. Some of you might be learning to trust people again. You might not just be learning how to trust yourself in certain situations, but how to trust people again. It's easier to be on your own. It's easier to be isolated. It's easier to hermit and limit contact. And for a season or two, that's necessary as you're learning how to navigate your sensitivities. But your impact is in the people that you reach. Whether that's at whatever scale you feel called to connect. If that's a community group, you might be connecting with a community group. If that's through your job, that's through your job. If that's through another network of individuals that are familiar to you and you feel connected to them, if that's through a passion project, you're learning how to trust again. That the more you trust spirit, spirit will teach you how to trust yourself. And the more you trust yourself, the more you will be able to trust others, because you're going to start to trust your own discernment again. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, then perfect. Take it as it resonates, Ari. For some of you, that might be learning how to trust yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, wow. Okay. What else? I feel like there's one more card that I want to see here on the table. Spirit, can we have one more? Because I might just pull it out, but there it is. Okay. Yeah, wow. Spirit wants to remind a few of you here not to be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid to start over. Whatever that is, if you feel like certain chapters are coming to an end in your life and you've been guided away from comfort and familiarity, or at least sameness, don't be afraid to start again. Because I'm seeing that there's a new opportunity here. There's an invitation from spirit where you're going to see the light in things more easily. I feel like some of you were in certain situations that were very heavy, negative, unhealthy, where for a lot of you, that was you not being able to rely on anyone. High Priestess, 3 of Pentacles, you weren't able to trust anyone. But it's really interesting because the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot puts, if I'm not mistaken, I've never seen the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. I should say I don't have one. I don't have one. But usually there's 3 people in the 3 of Pentacles here. And this is just one person. Maybe you've been doing the work of 3 people. And Spirit is asking you to lean on someone that's around you. Or to ask for help where you need it. And to trust that the right help will be brought to you. Trust that the right help will be brought to you. Okay? Spirit was ready with that next message. Okay. I love that. Wow. Wow. Ace of Swords. Nine of Swords. And the Three of Wands. Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Three of Wands. You can feel that shift, right? This Ace of Swords here feels like a declaration in the face of fear, in the face of what cannot be controlled. But that also adds to a 10. That's a whole cycle skipped. That's from Ace of Swords to Nine of Swords. That is the beginning to end. That is beginning to end. You're starting to trust the strength of your truth. And not just the strength of it, but you are honoring the value of your own truths. And the Nine of Swords here says that you're getting ready to show up in a different way. You're getting ready to exist differently. Again, all of these messages have been pointing to that last couple of weeks. And the Three of Wands here, absolutely confirming. Absolutely confirming that. The Three of Wands is a shift in direction. This is your life unfolding differently. Some of you might be, making offerings to Gaia, making offerings to your spirit team, your ancestors, whoever you call out to. Maybe any deities you work with or divine personalities. Some of you might be working with divination. Yes, but also someone here is going to be meditating about something. No, you're going to be seeing something in a meditation that rocks your world. Because I think there was something that didn't feel real to you or something that you've been called towards. It's not for everyone. But if you've been called to meditate more and you've been asking for clarity and you've been asking for direction from your spirit team, it feels like they're about to unlock something for you. They're about to show you something that you haven't seen before. And it's going to shift the way you create in your reality. It's going to make your manifestations more powerful. It's going to make your self-awareness so expansive and inclusive. So aligned. The threes are also about alignment here. They're about expansion, alignment, creativity, joy. This is an expansion of your truth past what fear tells you is not possible. You're stretching the power of your beliefs, collective, are stretching past what is uncomfortable and what does not feel possible. You're going to start to see that your manifestations are happening so fast. So fast. So fast. That these things really are yours to have. And it feels like you might be, and that's your intention too. That is the solid energy of your intention. Yes, a lot of you guys might be getting crown activations like crazy. Maybe you've been getting headaches. This is a whole new, it feels like a dimension of reality that's opening up to you, but it's literally just because you're getting so activated right now in the collective energies that things are just going to start to expand so intensely for you because of what you are releasing. Okay. When you release density, when you release energy that does not serve you and is not aligned with you, not only does that make your spirit lighter and create more flow in your reality, but it also invites higher energy in to reach you and lift you up. Because part of what is pushing that energy out is a higher frequency consciousness. It's light codes. Light codes. Okay? So, a spirit is saying that you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. It's just fear that's been in the way this whole time. This whole time. That's powerful. That's really powerful. And that's what spirit, that's where spirit wants to end. That's where spirit wants to end today. I'm going to see, is there one last card I can pull from this deck? It won't be that bad, I promise. Whatever you are releasing, again, this message of collective tower moments, okay? The macro mirroring the micro. This says destruction here, but this is also spirit shaking loose and shaking free anything that is not solid in your foundation or is obstructing a solid foundation. Okay? You might be working with storm water. Someone here is working with storm water. Calling on the energy of storms to help shift things that are very deeply rooted. And just know these emotions too that are coming up that make you feel like you're falling apart. That's part of this too. Okay? It's part of this too. It's not because you're getting wrecked. You're not an emotional wreck. You're just letting go. You are just letting go. You're just letting go. And remember that if spirit is trying to shift you away from something, it's because there is something that is more aligned with you. I feel like one of the biggest perspective shifts that's taking place for you right now is divinity and destruction. Learning to embrace and flow with this energy instead of fight it. Does it come with sadness? It can. It can. But it doesn't have to. Not when you really understand necessarily why these transitions take place. Going as deep as you like to go intellectually with things, collective, can help you process some of your emotions. If you're needing some clarity and you're needing some help sorting through some of these situations in your own life, if you want to hear directly from your spirit team what you need a little bit more attention on or what they specifically want to bring into your awareness, book a reading with me. As a psychic medium, I tune into messages from your own energy body as well as your spirit team from the other side. That includes loved ones who've passed over, that includes angels, your actual spirit guides, as well as any pets. So, Spirit is giving me the nudge. I do have to hop off of this live, but I'm so happy you made it here. If you're just tuning in now, I'm going to ask you guys to go back and watch this from the beginning because we covered a lot of ground today. We went really, really deep with some of this stuff. And again, if you want to go deeper with any of it one-on-one, book a reading with me. Okay? My website's in the description box below. Ari and Elisa, shout out to my mods, and Julia's here too. Thank you for holding down the house. And thank you for dropping my links here in the chat as well. Awesome. And again, trust the timing. Trust the timing. Trust the timing. All right. And I'm going to be doing a Zoom guided meditation on Monday night over on Patreon for my members over there. If you want to join us, we go do a live guided meditation every week. They're really wonderful and very impactful. And so they're a really great way to enter back into your own practice if you've been having a hard time being consistent. And I would love to see you over there. Again, links for my Patreon in the description box. Ari dropped it here in the chat. And if you're new here, welcome to our soul tribe. Welcome to our collective. I'm so happy you made it in. And subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you can stay updated as to when I go live. And I will see you in the next one, folks. Love you, beautiful people. You guys rock. You're amazing. You're so welcome, Ari. You're so welcome, Stay Kinetic LLC. Oh, that's fun. You're so welcome. Screechy. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. We're going to go with Lena. Love you too. SJ Art. You're so welcome. Kalu. Thanks for tuning in. Luminous Orchids. I think I said thank you for tuning in also. But I will see you all in the next one, beautiful people. All right. Which will be soon. Stay tuned. I have some live scheduled, but there will definitely be more happening between now and the end of the month. So I will see you in the next one. Again, if you're just dropping in now, definitely go back and watch this whole video from the beginning because we went deep today. We hit a lot and we covered a lot of ground. So I will see you in the next one. All right, beautiful souls. Till then.